now I wanted to talk a little bit about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Awesome.
Have you played any of it at all?
Watch George play it a little bit.
So George does have it.
George does have it. He plays it.
Red Dead Redemption, the first one, was the first video game that made me have an emotional connection to the story in a video game. I think up till then, maybe Ocarina in Time made me pop, made me, like when I found out that Zelda was the bounty hunter girl that was secretly helping Link, the badass in the game was actually Princess Zelda, I had goosebumps, and I thought that was one of the best twists in a video game up to that point. But to get truly emotionally caught up in a video game character, that never really happened to me before Red Dead Redemption.
Right.
I don't think it's a spoiler. The game came out in 2010.
Yeah.
But Red Dead Redemption followed John Marston as he tried to take care of his family in the wild. I think it was 1905 or somewhere around the turn of the century. And there's a point in the game where he busts out of a barn and there is a whole squadron of people there and they blow his head off. And I can't tell you how many hours I spent restarting that to get a different ending. And you don't, because the main character dies in the game. Like two-thirds of the way through the game. And then your son, I believe, takes on the mantle. It is something I've never seen before. It blew my mind, and it really made me love the game. So story-wise, this one takes place 5 years before that. John Marston is in it. You play, I believe his name is Arthur Morgan.
And you're a member of his gang, right?
You're a member of his gang. And I found Arthur Morgan to be a character that I wasn't very emotionally invested in. It took me a little while. He's not a very lovable character.
Right.
But as time goes by, you get to see more of his personality, and you start liking him more. I'm about 30% through the game right now, and I am really starting to like him. I'm liking that you can really choose how good or evil he gets, much like Fallout.
Right.
I don't know if swaying one way or the other too far really changes the game too much, other than I guess a lot of people, you have a lot of bounties if you're only a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
But what also makes this game great is it's made by Rockstar. So it's by the people who basically created open world games like nobody's ever seen.
And then mastered it.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. This is, once again, it's Grand Theft Auto on a horse.
On a horse.
But since you aren't just jacking cars and driving around aimlessly, you're on a horse. A lot of it is just looking at nature, and this is one of the biggest maps ever, and you could really gallop along forever. It's one of the most beautiful games I've ever played.
So I'm very excited to watch it because I loved Red Dead Redemption. I played Red Dead Redemption. Now, I'm not a very big video game guy. That said, there are certain games that will come out that I will completely lose myself in, like The Last of Us. I got into Red Dead Redemption. I was playing Red Dead Redemption, and I was loving Red Dead Redemption. And I'm busting through this game like no one's business. And I never got to play it online with people because it was always people were playing at different hours. There's only so many people you can play with, but I was playing through it. I hate driving cars in games. That's like my least favorite thing.
Yeah.
But the horse was dealing with it.
I'm better at riding the horse than driving cars.
Me too. So I'm doing it and I'm getting through it, and I got stuck at this horse race one night, and it was towards the later part of the game, but I was determined after the bar to go home and to do it and keep playing the game. And as me and my buddies are walking, my friend Jose is like, yeah, then he fucking dies and blah blah. And I was like, what? And George Colazo was there, and George Colazo's eyes got big, and he was like, Jose, no. And my friend Jose keeps talking, and George's like, Hambone didn't finish the game, and my buddy's face just dropped. I'm so sorry. I thought you finished the game. You were like playing through it, and he's like, you should finish the game because it's great. I go, no, you just tell me what happened. I don't want to know. And I never finished the game. Because once I found out what happened, I was like, I would have wanted to get there myself. So I never finished Red Dead Redemption. I did play the Undead expansion that they made, which I thought was super fun.
Undead Redemption, whatever it was called.
Undead Nightmare.
Was, I think, almost as good, if not better than the main game. It's also the best zombie game I've ever played.
Hands down.
It was incredible. It was as long as the main game.
Yeah.
I hope they do something like this with this one. I'm very excited. So I did some research. So this game came out in 2010. Red Dead Redemption came out in 2010. Fallout 3 came out in 2008. Fallout 3 is my favorite game of all time. Fallout 3 was the first time I was really invested in storytelling, but I realized that was more the little stories, the side stories. The main character in Fallout 3 was no one. You were it was a nobody. You don't think you even had a name. It was you, but you were really just the wanderer.
It's the guy.
Red Dead Redemption made me care about characters.
Yeah.
That made me love, I think that set a precedence for games like Last of Us, which is also one of my favorite games of all time.
Right.
I'd say my 3 favorite games of all time are Fallout 3, Red Dead Redemption, and Last of Us in some kind of order. And I think that led the way for Uncharted.
Yes.
Even though Uncharted 1, 2 were good, it was really 3 that made us really care about Nathan Drake. It made us know the names of characters. Other than Super Mario and Zelda, I barely knew the names of any characters.
And you honestly lose track of the Belmonts after a certain point in Castlevania.
But I know who John Marston is.
Yes.
Which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is a game for people that really want to take their time. Like a very long game, but it doesn't have to be. I'm blowing through the quest pretty quickly. But little things like you can find cabins with some of the creepiest shit in there. There's a lot of really, the Old West was very spooky and creepy.
Yep.
There's a lot of creepy stuff in there. There's a lot of Easter eggs. If you take your time, you can find side missions that will blow your mind. And that's what makes this game so good. I recommend it to everybody. It's worth it at full price. I have a feeling the DLCs are going to be very good. I think this is up there. This is a great year for video games. Spider-Man, God of War, Red Dead Redemption, Fallout 76. I have not cracked mine open because I really don't. I'm loving Red Dead Redemption so much. I think I want to take my time. Fallout 76, I heard. You see, it's tough to know because they opened up a beta to a lot of people.
Right.
And when the beta turned into the real game, they didn't really do anything. And there were a lot of people were just like, oh, well, we've been playing it. It just kind of killed the fun a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there were a lot of, as we know, bugs in Fallout. They released a near 50 gigabyte patch yesterday, which was insane, but at least they're clearly working through all the bugs. So I'm actually very excited to play that game when it's not buggy anymore.
Yeah.
I also heard 1 million people fired 1 million nukes at the same time, crashing the entire server.
That'll do it.
That's what you get when you give everybody the ability to just drop a nuke. But I'm excited for Fallout 76. I recommend Red Dead Redemption 2 to everybody.
Cool.
If you like Grand Theft Auto, if you like storytelling, if you want, and it's a very easy game to grasp. The mechanics, the engine, the shooting, everything's very easy. It's not like Call of Duty. I really, really enjoy it, and I think you will too. Oh, we're supposed to do the stop and wave.
I was holding it for a while.
I am the worst.
Oh, that's fine.
I try.
You're great.
Thank you so much.
I heard you singing, so I figured we were done.